Why do most skateboarders live in Brooklyn as opposed to Manhattan? There are three main reasons that I can think of, but before that, full disclosure, I live in Manhattan. And luckily for me, I'm right by one of the greatest skate parks in existence, Riverside. Now, I moved to Manhattan for my own special reasons, but before I even dive into that, the three reasons that I think most skaters live in Brooklyn. Reason number one is just the price in general. Much cheaper to stay anywhere in Brooklyn. Pretty much Manhattan, anywhere that's like kind of okay, where you can get enough resources to just exist, is extremely expensive. That's just how the city is. And since there are already so many skateboarders in Brooklyn, you have more of a community. I guarantee you that you will find more skateboarders just in that region. If you go to the local skate parks around there, than you'll find here in Manhattan. You'll find the community in Manhattan, but a lot of the skaters will live on the outskirts, either in Brooklyn or in Queens or the Bronx, or just kind of around the city itself. And number three is sort of an add-on to that, but the skate parks. If you happen to live anywhere close to McCarran Skate Park, you also have Cooper, you have Sargis Skate Park, you have Blue Park. You're not too far from Astoria. 15 minutes away where I used to live in Brooklyn, you have Fat Kids Skate Park, Washington Skate Park, Thomas Jefferson Skate Park. All of these within a 15-20 minute drive from being anywhere near McCarran. I will say out of those three, I think price is going to be the most effective. The reason that most people just want to end up in Brooklyn instead of Manhattan, because you can get all the same experiences by just taking the train over to Manhattan. You don't need to be here to experience the city. But it also works in reverse. Depending on where you are in Manhattan, you can also utilize that McCarran skate park area. It used to be 15 minutes from me when I lived in downtown Brooklyn. Now it's still only 15 minutes away, and I live, you know, near Central Park. So even though now I have other skate parks closer to me, I still have that McCarran section, and I've been going there pretty consistently. Insane. It's like a new trick just makes everything so weird. So why then did I decide to move to Manhattan instead of staying in Brooklyn? I'll probably have a whole video about that when I do an apartment tour of our new place here that I'm really stoked on, but there are other reasons. The main one being that if you're not from New York City, all you see is a certain representation of New York growing up. In all of media, it is insane how many movies and shows are based in not only New York, but California. Pretty much these two cities are the most culturally represented places in the world. So the idea of the city that I romanticized as a kid is this. It's the big buildings. It's what you saw in Devil Wears Prada. It's just something that you definitely can't get anywhere else in America. Although Brooklyn is special in all of its own ways, I was living everywhere. I lived in California, in Cincinnati, I've spent time in Texas, I lived in South Carolina, and what I could get in Brooklyn was similar to what I could get in all those other places, at least for me. But this stuff truly just doesn't exist anywhere. Obviously, I have the skate park in South Carolina. I spend a lot of time there and I travel a lot, so I know people are asking, why don't you just move there temporarily, work on your skate park in Columbia, and then go back up to New York? And that's part of the reason why I live here, is because I genuinely enjoy more waking up and being able to walk outside, getting on my bike, being next to Central Park and doing the the New York things, the typical stuff. And I'm not saying that this is the best solution. For anyone out there, the grass is always greener. There's a lot of people from New York. I've actually heard this meme that says, you're a true New Yorker when you want to leave the city. Because a lot of people here do move to California because they want permanent good weather. They want to be able to drive places instead of being clamored in the city. But I come from the opposite of that. I come from a place that you will never see in any movie or film because it is a small town with virtually no representation at all. The truth is, if I did spend all my time in New York City for the next 15 years plus, I'm sure I would get tired of it, but that's why I like the balance of being able to go to Columbia when I want, going to my hometown skate park, and then coming back here to live my life. Because truthfully, there are a lot of things on my plate that I have to work on constantly. Skateboarding isn't the only thing. So even though skateboarding is the best thing ever in Columbia, at my skate park, in New York City, it's not my only focus. For me here, it's about other builds. It's about me spending time drawing, being at my apartment, being able to work on all the other stuff that I have to do in my life, like learning Korean and designing and building my company and hanging out with my amazing fiance. I could go on forever about the good that I get out of the city, but in my hometown, I only had one skate park within a 20-minute drive. Even in Manhattan, with less skate parks than Brooklyn, I still have 3 or 4. I have Tribeca, I have Thomas Jefferson, and I have Riverside. And then like 4 minutes from my place, it's actually skating distance, is a perfect flat ground area that I spend a lot of time at. Watch out. Anyways, that is the video for today. I'll be completely honest, it's been a little harder for me to come up with video concepts for my channel because I've been putting a lot of thought and effort into the other channel. If you haven't seen, the views on that channel are kind of insane. They're matching, I would say, my channel with 1/9 of the subscribers. It's insane. That channel is gonna hit 100,000 before we even hit 1 million, which is incredible. I'm so glad that people enjoy that. And I think it's because, it is the opposite of my channel. Mine is solo adventures, New York, and that one is a community feel. It's me and all my friends hanging out in Columbia, skating in the park, and we're doing something awesome. We're building a skate park. Very fun. So if you want more skateboarding, of course, just subscribe to that channel. All the links in the description down below. If you want to follow me in real time, I upload to my Instagram every day. Skateboarding, adventure, fun, all of it. Check it all out. Links down below. I'm gonna say goodbye because it is getting very noisy here. Traffic is picking up. So I'll see you next time. Take care, progress daily, and keep killing it.